I'm Madelyn Burke here with Brandon London with your end of day report from Giants training camp. And Brandon, we saw the guys out there in full pads for a couple of days this week, but today, Thursday, they had just the helmets on. A little bit more emphasis on those mental reps.
Yeah, the mental reps are great, but the pads allow the coaches to evaluate how physical a player can get, and that's extremely important, especially when we're talking about the trenches.
Absolutely, and defensive coordinator Patrick Graham alluded to how important that was in developing this team's run defense.
We haven't had pads on. We've just been working really on bags and sleds and stuff that doesn't move. So you're always concerned about the run game the first few weeks of training camp because it's the first time they're playing football. You know, as a linebacker, you're kind of playing football in 7-on-7 drills and stuff in the spring. As a defensive lineman or the guys involved in the run game, you're really not playing football until you get to this part of the year.
Now, we also heard from offensive coordinator Jason Garrett, who discussed the offensive line and acknowledged that last year they were a little bit inexperienced to start the year, but this year is very different.
Yeah, guys like Andrew Thomas and Matt Burke got a year of football underneath their belt. You throw in Nick Gates getting a full year at his position. Then you have guys like Will Hernandez, a vet like Nate Solder. This Giants offensive line is shaping up to be a pretty solid unit.
Absolutely, and in the improvement of the offensive line is only going to help Daniel Jones and his new slew of weapons. And wide receivers coach Tyke Tolbert talked about just how deep that wide receivers room is. Continue to check in with us on Giants.com or Giants social media for all the latest Big Blue news from camp.